How is it going, PPL fans? And welcome back to the weekly recaps for PPL Division 2 with me and my good friend Slyroh over here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Slyroh here.
Yeah, and first of all, we must say that we are back after not being able to do it last week because of personal problems or like just schedules that just really couldn't match. And we are also apologizing for the slightly delayed upload this week, but I hope you guys can forgive us because we have an incredible week of matches for you, don't we now?
Oh my gosh, yes, this was a great week, and I'm really excited to talk about these matches.
So am I. I really can't wait to get into it. And our first match we have is RubyMarrow and the Glass City Glycors versus Jordinez and the Southampton Sneasels. And quite frankly, I've watched RubyMarrow, I've watched every game he's done so far, and he always seems to be so far ahead in his preparation. He seems to know exactly what the opponents are going to do, and it's really unnerving to watch because I watched him, and I actually helped him team build for one of his weeks, and it's like he didn't need me there because his team building skills just seem to be like on par. He could tell exactly what the opponent's going to bring, and it's just incredible. And this was another example of it. He seemed to know exactly what moves Jordinez was going to do simply because of the team that he brought. It was quite incredible, and he just simply managed to control the game because of his preparation skills, and yeah. It was a very interesting situation, but
yeah, absolutely. The thing with Ruby is that his thought process I think is a little unconventional. When people try and predict like what he's gonna bring against their team, like they just can't. Like I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, his Mammo Swine was like max attack, max defense, choice band, or something like that.
Ridiculous.
Who brings that? And it worked out. He got 3 kills with it, and it didn't die. So, and his transfers, the transfer window was between week 2 and week 3, and his transfers really put in work with the mixture of Charizard X and Mammo Swine. I think it really worked out for Ruby's team in this match. And yeah, just like
the thing was, we can't even say that Jordinez played badly because he made some fantastic predictions, and his preparation was also really good, packing I think it was the Shuka Berry on Heatran to take Natural Gift from Talonflame, I believe. I don't know if it was Talonflame, I can't remember too much, but
could be, yeah.
It took a natural gift from Heatran, and well, the Heatran took the natural gift, obviously, but he packed Sugarberry on that, predicting possibly a Mammoth Swine or something, but it's not like Jordinez played badly at all. He was really, really good in this game, but Ruby I think he just completely out-prepped him, and that when you out-prep someone that badly, there's nothing you can do to stop it, and that I learned that the hard way when I played you last season. You completely out-prepped me, and no matter how well I played, I was never going to beat you in that match.
We could always hope for that to happen again. But just a couple other notes that I had on this match. Things like, speaking just out-prepping, it's, Jordinez, things had, like, Thunder Wave on Miltank, tried to Thunder Wave at Charizard X, which is a very logical thing to do, but instead of having Dragon Dance, Ruby just runs Swords Dance and then just completely, bops the Miltank, and I believe got a good chunk of damage off on something else before going down. And just punching holes left and right was great. But that's basically all the notes I had as far as his interesting spreads and just out-prepping. Did you have anything else to say on this match?
Well, all I can say is that we really need to keep an eye out for Ruby next week and the week after, because quite frankly, I am very, very excited to see what he's going to be able to bring and what he's going to do. He's very impressed me, and he's my one to watch, to be honest. He's my one to watch. Oh, absolutely.
I'm secretly kind of rooting for RubyMarrow. He's probably one of my favorite teams that I've been watching. So I'm hoping that he does well.
Oh, fantastic!
All right, so now it is time to move on to the next match, which is going to be TheTrojanHorsea and the Wycombe Wanderers against the Philadelphia Flygons, whose coach was LacenMC, but currently is being handled by Polymac, who is LacenMC's backup coach. The change for right now is temporary, but it could be a lengthy temporary. We don't know how long it will be, but for right now, Polymac does have control of the Philadelphia Flygons, and he did a pretty good first outing. Troy and the Wycombe Wanderers did pick up the victory, which was I want to say it was a 3-0. Yeah,
I believe it was a 3-0, yes.
Yep, and let me see what I have on this match. This was really, really good match. However, there's one thing that bugged me from the very start. Turn 1, and I'm sure Troy knows this by now, is he was expecting a Scarf Braviary, and he was just looking for the Scarf, and then he switched out his Raichu turn 1, as Paul also switched out his Braviary. Braviary switched out first, which means it was faster than Raichu. And Troy did not notice that. So, tip, you should probably pay attention to that. Things like that. I know that's something that I have struggled to pay attention to, so I'm speaking from experience.
It's really difficult to notice stuff like that, especially with like damage calcs as well. It's really difficult to keep on top of everything during a match, so it's something that can be forgiven, but it's still something you need to improve on as a coach and as like a Pokemon player in general. There are little tips and things that you can actually see in the match that give you a lot of hints into your opponent's mindset. So
yeah, absolutely. And just a couple of the notes I had on this is I believe this was a specially defensive Gliscor that Troy brought this week, getting another 3 kills and not dying again.
Troy once again putting in a lot of work with that Gliscor.
Oh, I freaking love it. Gliscor was one of my favorite mons.
You had it last season.
I had it last season, and I loved using it, and I adore how Troy is using it. And let's see, I think there was something, I really liked how Troy used Raichu as well. Raichu is another mon that I enjoy seeing put to good use.
Absolutely.
And it just was putting a lot of pressure on Paul's team. And just a couple notes for Paul, because this was his first PPL match, so one thing that I think was really good for at least Troy's side is Troy was kind of predicting when the substitutes were happening. He was attacking instead of letting Paul substitute on him, which is really well played.
Put a lot of offensive pressure on. A lot of offensive pressure, and that's something I did notice.
Yeah, and there was a turn, there was a turn later in the match where I think Paul could have killed the Raichu with Braviary, with the Brave Bird, but instead decided to U-turn out, and I think took unnecessary damage, as well as the only other issue I had with Paul is that he had quite a few miscalcs that, costed him certain decisions that made him make decisions that he probably otherwise wouldn't have. So just double check your calcs, making sure you're getting everything right before you go through with the decision that you're going to do.
I can say that I'm guilty of that this week in the PPL myself. I miscalced an Altaria. V-create damage, and it's once you miscalc something, you will make a mistake later on, so you need to be crystal clear with everything, otherwise you will pay the price for it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that was a really good match for Paul for his first PPL battle. However, Troy right now was just, I don't want to say like dominating the league, but just in terms of numbers, like,
I mean, we can't
he's starting to pull out,
because
not dominate, but he's starting to pull ahead. Someone needs to stop him really quick if they want a chance at winning D2.
If they don't stop him, it's going to be a race for second place instead of first. And
absolutely.
We want this league to be as open as possible. Troy, you need to stop winning. Stop being lucky and bad.
Okay. Well, that's all I had to say on the match, so I don't know if you have anything, and if not, you just move on to the next one.
I don't have anything else to say on that one, but what I do have something to say on is the Melbourne Victory Star versus the Amityville Haunters. And
really quick, I almost thought you said before, I thought you said on that Juan, just so you could segue in, but then you didn't.
I should have segued like that. Oh. But I've got to say that watching, this was obviously Juan and the Amityville Haunters versus, it should have been Better Jack, Better Jack, we call him that because we have too many Jacks. But
Electricstorm 252.
Yeah, Electricstorm 252. But it's actually being handled by Freedomion,
yes,
who's the backup coach for a few, I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. But I've got to say, watching this match made me so angry. So angry, because whenever you see like a freeze hacks in a match, you think, okay, that is so unfortunate, but it's happened and you've got to move on for it. But to see 2 in one match, and both of which completely changing the outcome of the match, was ridiculous. The amount of hacks on both sides was really bad, but it didn't stop it from being an incredible game. It was an absolute roller coaster to watch. You saw that Juan, it was literally attack versus defense. If you look at both sides, you look at Melbourne Victory Start, that very fat lineup with an Infernape thrown in there.
Yeah.
And and then you look at Amityville Haunters, you look at Juan's side, and we have the Nidoking, we have the Raikou, we have the Mega Medicham, the Tornadus. It's literally attack versus defense, and it could have gone either way. It really could have. And probably, it was very unfortunate that the burn on Mega Medicham happened, because Mega Medicham would have just, like Juan said in his commentary, he said himself, it would have been click Zen Headbutt to win. But that burn completely changed the match and allowed Suicune to live a second Zen Headbutt and then rest up to full health and take out Mega Medicham. And that just completely changed the momentum of things. It completely changed everything. And I felt so sorry watching that because, it's a 30% chance to burn. And yeah, it does happen. But when it loses you a game, you feel so terrible, especially after Juan had played very well. He had played very well in the match. And
absolutely.
He made some fantastic predictions. And to see it go like that is really poor. But one thing I will say is Frito handled that Raikou very well at +2, because Raikou had got itself up to +2 with Calm Minds and was just thunderbolting everything, and he handled it very well, only losing one Pokemon in the process and taking a bit of damage on Registeel. He played very well to keep that thing from rampaging through and just stopping it from sweeping, but at the end of the day, both teams played very well, and you kind of have to say that hacks decided the outcome, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. It definitely did play a part. I think there was a couple things that Juan probably could have done to put himself in a better position to not get ruined by hacks. I think, I believe it was the Raikou. I think he let it die just a little bit too early. I think there was a chance for him to swap out and save it, but he didn't. It was that, or it was another Pokemon. I don't remember exactly. Also, I don't think we even clarified that this was a 1-0 victory for the Melbourne Victory Star. I'm not sure if we did say that.
I didn't, but it was a 1-0
one
victory.
thing. Yeah, one thing that I did want to say is I really, really, really liked Juan's team.
So did I. That Gastrodon.
Curse Gastrodon.
I was so impressed watching that. And it wasn't just Curse Gastrodon. It was Curse mixed Gastrodon with Ice Beam. And it was fantastic. It put in a lot of work.
Beautiful. It was so beautiful, and I mean Raikou, and then Nidoking is one of my favorite draft mons. Mega Medichan's one of my favorite draft format mons. Like, just Juan's team, I fanboy over it like every week, every time I see it, because he just has so much power, and he's starting to play like really, really well. Like, I remember he had kind of like a rough week 1 outing. Week 2 was like a slight improvement, and like now he's like basically he's like gotten to the playing level where he can play with anybody in this league. I feel
absolutely
his first win is coming. His first win is coming.
It is coming.
I can feel it.
It really is, and he just needs to keep playing the way he needs to keep playing the way he is. Like, possibly cut out a few of the little mistakes and analyze the game slightly better. But he's playing very well now with a very strong team, and I honestly can see if he can pull out like a few clutch victories and he can keep this run of form going, he might possibly be challenging for 3rd. So we could see that happen.
Yep, absolutely. We shall see. And of course we'll be able to see a better picture of that once we do get to the league table, of course.
Absolutely.
We'll get to. But do you have anything else to say about this match?
Not really, to be honest. I've said all I can say. It was a very good match, but it gets me angry thinking about it, to be honest.
Yeah, your history with freeze hacks is not necessarily the best.
No. We're not getting into that now.
And yeah, I was saying, anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next match that we're going to talk about, which is going to be Under the Radar and the Maryland Terrapins versus Chaos in the Sky and the Boston Breloons. Boston Breloons. They come away with a 1-0 victory thanks to Scarf Shaman, which put in so much work. Shaman has been just putting in a lot of work in, I think, both divisions this season. It's just a really, really good mon. But this was a really well-played match on both sides, and both grass types really getting in on the action, as Veriziano and Kelly's side got 3 kills as well as the Shaman also got 3 kills. I think Kelly had the advantage for the beginning of this match. Turn 1, he pursuit trapped a Victini. Victini tried to switch out, and Kelly was like, nope, that's not happening. Pursued it, and the Mega Houndoom pickup for Kelly, I think, really, really worked out in his favor.
It really has. It seemed to fill a lot of holes in the team, because if we look at Kelly's starting squad compared to the squad now, it looks a little more slimlined. It was very bulky at the start, and it looks a little bit better now. It's still got that fat element to it, but it's looking a lot more. It looks like it has a lot more offensive options now instead of having to go bulky every week and just stall.
Yeah, absolutely. Mega Houndoom is just a really powerful offensive presence, and I mean, he has options to run other things offensively as well, just because he has so many defensive options.
Absolutely, yeah. You can run offensive Jirachi and offensive Milotic and offensive Sandslash and all of that jazz. But
speaking of Jirachi, I just want to say that I have all the respect in the world for Chaos for not rage quitting this match, because the amount of T-Wave Ironhead flinches that was just too much. I believe now from Kelly's perspective, I believe the one time he was intentionally doing T-Wave Ironhead to stall out screens. I think Chaos had set up a late screen, which was stopping a lot of Kelly's attacks from happening because most of his offense this week was on the special side.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was trying to stall out screens, and then there was another time where he had paralyzed the Mega Aggron to stop her from rock polishing or something, and then he was ironheading, just waiting to. He was trying to sack off his Jirachi, and as we know with Kelly, he's very bad at sacking off his mons because they just don't die.
That was exactly what happened in week 1 as well. They just wouldn't die when he was trying to sacrifice them.
Exactly, which I still have a minor issue with him trying to sack off mons when I don't think it's completely necessary, but I just think it's really funny how he tries to sack off mons and they just don't.
He tries to let them die and they just don't. They don't want to die. They want to live.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this is also just a really good lesson to anybody who battles that even though things may look like it's not going your way, there is where there's a will, there's a way, and you can pull it out in the end because things were looking really bad for Chaos just with all the hacks that he was getting.
Exactly.
I even think there might have even been a couple crits thrown in. I'm sure that he was probably close to that breaking point where he probably was, had the feeling like he just wanted to quit, but thankfully he didn't. Yeah, basically. But thankfully he didn't, and he actually came back and got the 1-0 victory, which is really good. That's his first win on the season, and I believe that's Kelly's first loss on the season.
It shows a lot of character as well, because to be honest, if I was him, I would have started panicking. I probably would have started panicking and making a load of really stupid decisions.
Yeah, I would have just started clicking buttons. I would have just been screw it, click buttons, whatever. But, that I guess Chaos is a better man than I am. Don't let him know I said that.
Don't ever say that again, please. Okay.
I'm just going to hope that he doesn't see this.
Well, he probably will now, and you're going to have to put up with that for the rest of the season.
Oh, dang it. Well, at least I don't have to battle him.
Oh my god, I still do, though.
Alright. I don't have anything else on this match. I don't know if you do. If not, you can move on to the next one.
Sweet. Let's go on to the next one then, which is... let me just grab up my naughty thingies. There they are.
Yeah.
Okay, solid. We have Travistey and North Melbourne Kangaskhan versus Carter McCann, and the Chicago Cub Chews. To be honest, I never know what to call Carter, whether it's Carter or Carter McCann or...
I have no idea. I just say Carter, that's what everybody else calls.
But yeah, I watched this match, and to be honest, it was really, really kind of just... I don't even know what to say, but all I can say is that Garchomp getting burnt at the start was very kind of important because they didn't know what kind of set it was, and it just stopped Garchomp from walking over a lot of Travistey's team. And Mega Sableye put in a lot of work here. It pretty much was his pivot. Mega Sableye was his pivot for pretty much the entire match. Anytime there was some kind of offensive threat from something like Garchomp or Crawdaunt or something, Mega Sableye or even Sizzle, it would come in, take a hit, recover, and he'd go again. That's literally it. He'd use Mega Sableye as some breathing room.
Yeah.
And that's a brilliant way to play. But the one play that I really did like was putting the Psychic Berry, I can't remember the name of it, on the Nidoqueen, and then he pretty much predicted the Mega Gardevoir to take the bait, go for the Psyshock, and try and take it out, and then Poison Jab the Mega Gardevoir and took it straight out. I thought that was brilliant on Travistey's part and showed that he did a lot of his research, but he seemed to be planning a lot for this team. He knew,
absolutely,
by the way he was talking about the Cobalion and the way that it outsped everything, because he didn't think he was going to bring Scarf Garchomp or Scarf Crawdaunt or anything. He said that he said that he knew that Carter wasn't going to bring those, so he decided to run Swords Dance on the Cobalion, and that put a lot of work in getting 3 kills, and it was absolutely fantastic because it just close combated things and took hits, and it did the job pretty much. So yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. I know. For me, I helped. Well, I don't want to say helped, but I definitely got a good insight onto Travistey's thought process with this team.
So you're going to claim the
No, I didn't really do much other than he kind of settled on.
Of course.
He almost didn't bring Mega Sableye, which is pretty funny, but he did decide to bring it, and just his thought process into everything. Like, he knew before the match, like that Nidoqueen situation could happen. He knew how to get himself into that situation. He knew that Darmanitan could surprise Will with the Garchomp, as well as just nuke some things. Like, he knew Kabalion was a really important mon to this match. Like, just every little thing that ended up coming, like, to fruition in the match, like, he had thought about it, and he knew how he was going to play it, and he executed it really well.
Reminded me a lot of RubyMarrow, to be honest.
Yeah?
Very similar kind of thought processes. They knew exactly what the opponent could do, and they analyzed the opponent's team fantastically well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure the 6 mons that Carter brought are basically the 6 mons that Travistey thought he would bring too. I don't think there was really any surprises, and when you don't have the surprise factor, it makes it really easy to play around a team that you know what is going to try and do to you.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's what Travistey was able to do, which is just fantastic preparation. So that's all I can say.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, that's it. It was this game finished in I believe it was a 5-0?
It was a 5-0 victory.
Yeah, it's a 5-0 victory to the North Melbourne Kangaskhan, and that was solid, absolutely solid. A lot of differential going to be helping the North Melbourne Kangaskhan out there.
Oh yeah. So, is that it for that match then?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Alright, so then the final match that we're going to go over here is Amazing Chi and the new Crossley United going against Monotooi and the Tampa Bay Rays. And Chi handing Monotooi his first loss. It's a 3-0 victory in Chi's favor. Very interesting match to say. Let's see.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Mega Venusaur, so they got a crit, Omega Aerodactyl, which did matter. The win conditions, Monotooi's win conditions were taken out just by various things, crits, and other forms of hacks. She also brought Yawn and Polion, which was really funny. That's basically how Manaphy ended up going down.
Pretty much.
That just getting kind of stalled out. Manaphy, oh, that's right, Manaphy got paralyzed 3 times in a row.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah,
so
it was pretty bad. But because of that, he was able to rest off the paralyzation and get to full health. So, I mean, the only thing that he really missed out on was some chip damage. And then also wasting his Chesto Berry. So maybe if that hadn't have happened, you never know. But Monotooi knew that his win conditions were Manaphy and Mega Aerodactyl, and both of them just died to unfortunate circumstances. And then after that, it was just really, really hard to take down Chi's team.
It becomes damage limitation after that point.
Yeah. And then Zapdos, like, he just didn't really have a lot to take out the Zapdos, or he couldn't. It's not that he didn't have the things to take it out. He couldn't get the matchup that he wanted to take out Zapdos. Chi was playing really well. Zapdos picked up 3 kills in this match, which was really nice. And Archeops even got a kill. That was really nice to see. But, there was just, I think once those two went down, I mean, just everything was in Chi's favor. There definitely was some hacks that played a part. But I think Chi played really well around it. Chi's been looking really good lately. I think this is, second win in a row. After that shaky week 1 that he had, he's been pulling it together really, really nicely. So that's basically it. I know at the end, Monotooi tried to bring it back with, trying to overpredict with like Tangrowth, things like that. She wasn't having it. It was just like, nope, going for the kill, and he did. So really good on Chi's part. I just think it was a really nice battle.
One thing I've got to say is I'm very happy that Zapdos did put in a lot of work. I have a lot of respect for Zapdos in a draft league. I think it has a lot of potential and it can do a lot of different things really well. So it's nice to see it doing well again because he's using it to his potential. If you have a Pokemon like that and you know how to use it, you have a massive advantage. So hopefully he continues that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's going to wrap up the matches here. So now we are going to move on to the MVP race. Also, really quick, while we're on to this, I know last week, the week 2 recaps, there were no MVP race or league table updates, anything like that. That is partially my fault, so I'm going to openly apologize for that. I sent Ethan the GFX, and those weren't a part of it, and I didn't notice that, so blame that on me. But we have them this week.
So they're going to make their triumphant return.
Yeah, so we are just going to take it one at a time. So the first, in 5th place for the MVP race is Suicune. Which I don't know how I feel about that because Suicune, I like Suicune as a design, but I just don't like it in competitive because it's so annoying.
Oh my god, you're telling me about Suicune.
Yeah, but it got 3 kills and with a 5 kill to 2 death differential. Suicune is in 5th place, so Good job, Suicune, I guess.
Good job, I guess.
working pretty well for
Suicune's, it's just one of those mons that it either puts in a lot of work and annoys the crap out of everyone, or it dies really early on as like a sacrifice. So
it's true.
The fact that I'm just not happy to see this thing. I'm not happy to see this thing.
Yeah, well, speaking of not happy to see things, do you want to talk about number 4?
Oh God, no. Basically, in 4th place we have Jirachi with 5 kills and 2 deaths, and oh my God, Jirachi. Oh, Jirachi. I don't know what to say about this thing. Basically, it did pretty well this week, but as Sly said, it was para-flinching the crap out of Chaos.
Yeah.
The crap out of him. And when you see a Pokemon relying on hacks like that to get it, no.
Yeah.
I love Jirachi as a Pokemon. I think it has fantastic potential and it's very, very versatile. But when it's just using that goddamn T-Wave Iron Head combo, just
Yeah. Although to be fair, I actually had to look back and double check. Jirachi didn't even get a kill this week, so that's not even from this week.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, but we can. I still say that our frustration on Jirachi can still be justified.
Yeah.
So
wait until he gets a sweep with it, then I'll be impressed.
Yeah. Now we get to the part of the Pokemon where we don't hate, because the third is Kyurem. I love Kyurem so much. 5
love
kills.
Kyurem. I love Kyurem. I'll say Kyurem is one that I do like, but
yeah, 5 kills, 0 deaths. I believe Kyurem got all 5 of those kills in one match. I believe that was week 2.
Brilliant.
So I think it was week 2 or week 1. I don't completely remember. I think it was week 2. Kyurem got all 5 kills in one match. I don't think it's gotten a kill outside of that. I don't even know if it's been brought outside of that, but I just love seeing Kyurem put
like Nidoking
put to use.
for me, then.
It's so good. I love Nidoking as well, but nope, Kyurem is the one that's here. It's the best dragon statistically, so there you go.
Well, statistically in this league, we'll give it that.
Yeah.
In second place, this is a Pokemon I really, really don't like, to be honest. I don't like it because everyone is just. The thing with these 100 base stat fairies is they are very versatile. I get that. They are really, really good. But the way people talk about Manaphy, the way people talk about it, it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's at number 2 in the MVP race really does help people's causes with that. It really makes their point. They're saying, oh yeah, it's good. It's at number 2 in the MVP race. It must be solid. But, Manaphy, it's the bane of my life.
Yeah. Alright, so
I'm going to let you take over this one because I'm just going to rant. But
yeah, all I'm going to say is I need to issue a challenge to all of the Division 2 coaches. You cannot let Manaphy win the MVP. You heard how much Monotooi was talking about him having a Manaphy.
Yeah.
If you let it then also win the MVP, he will never let anybody live it down that he had a Manaphy and that it won MVP. You guys will never, ever live that down. So somebody, please make sure that Manaphy does not sweep their team. Make sure you have Pokemon that gets more kills than it. Do not let this thing win MVP. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I'm going to stand up for Manaphy a bit here. I like Manaphy. It's a cool Pokemon.
I do.
It's got a really cool design, bit simplistic, but it's the good kind of simplistic, and it's very versatile and very powerful. It can be ran as a wall breaker. It's pretty good with a Scarf. The defensive hydration rest set is brilliant. You can run all kinds of crap on it, like Signal Beam, Ice Beam, other stuff, Scold. You can be... It's very versatile, and I can understand why it's there, but the fact that Mono has been going on about it like that just makes me not want it to win at all.
I know, it's really funny. But yeah, that's it about Manaphy. And then, of course, number 1 in the MVP race still is Gliscor, and I've already told you how much I love Gliscor. 7 kills, 0 deaths. Those 7 kills are spread across 2 games. You got 4 kills in one, 3 kills in another. Hasn't died. So
it's put in a fantastic performance every week. It's been brought, so
absolutely, and I love how Troy's using it. Like we've already said, I love that it's not dying. It's so great.
It's not dying, and he's not bringing it defensively either.
Yeah, he's not even bringing it stall. He's not bringing like Toxic Orb, Sub Protect, or like anything like that to like keep it from dying and stall people out. Like, he's not doing that. He's like using it offensively or especially defensive.
He's using it like a sir.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's brought Toxic Orb once, maybe. I believe this past week with the specially defensive one. I think that had a focus sash or something. So like he doesn't even like have that to stall out. I love the fact that it's here. If Glasgow wins MVP, I'd be really, really happy.
I'd be happier than if Manaphy won. I'd say that much. Manaphy or Jirachi, I'd be happier if it... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Even if Kyra managed to win, I'd be very happy with that.
I would love that. I would love that. 100%. Let's see. So now, that is the MVP race. So now we are going to bring you guys the league table. I'm going to go over the bottom half of the table. Yay! So, in 12th place is the Amityville Haunters. I don't have the differentials and whatnot right in front of me, so I do apologize for that. Then in 11th is the Philadelphia Flygons. 10th is the Chicago Cub Shoes. 9th is the Southampton Sneasels. 8th is the Boston Braylooms. And 7th is the Melbourne Victory Star. So, go ahead and tell us about the top half.
Okay, in 6th place we have the Maryland Terrapins. Kelly, he started off very well. He's been a little bit struggling recently, and I'm pretty sure that over the rest of the season they may rise a bit, but it all depends on whether he can pull himself out of this. In 5th place we have Amazing Chi and New Crossley United, which is fantastic because I love seeing British people near the top of the table. Not going to lie to you. No, Chi's a cool guy, and I actually met him the other week at EGX, which was fantastic. So That was really nice to meet the guy. And he's been playing very well recently, so hopefully he could be in and around the top later on.
Yep.
Now, number 4 is someone that I really want to do really well in this season. RubyMarrow and the Glass City Gliscor. I think I'm a massive fan of Ruby. Like I've said already, I think he's the one that I'm watching this season quite religiously, and I think he's been playing very well, and his preparation is always on point, so hopefully he can be in and around the top. Number 3, we have I think it's Monotooi in the Tampa Bay Rockstars. I'm never sure. I'm never sure about the oh my god. But basically, Monotooi, we cannot let him win the league. Not after Manaphy. After Manaphy Gate. No.
I don't mind if he wins the league as long as Manaphy isn't the MVP. That's
No,
I don't have anything against Mono. I only have a thing about his relationship with Manaphy. That's it.
It's a bit weird. No, he's a lovely guy, and he's been playing very well this season. And if he keeps this up, he will be in and around the top. So, yeah, we'll see how it comes out. And currently, he is occupying the playoff place, which is fantastic. And it will mean that he will have to play the person who finishes 10th in PPL Division 1. And in our first automatic promotion space, we have Travistey and the North Melbourne Kangaskhan's, which is fantastic because they've been playing very well recently, very well. And yeah, Travistey was one of my favourites to go up at the start of the season, one of my favourites to get promoted, and he's proving right at the moment. So I'm very happy to see him there. He's been playing fantastically, and hopefully, come the end of the season, he can manage to keep that number 2 spot to himself. But at the moment, our number 1 spot is going to Troy, the TrojanHorsea, and Wycombe Wanderers. So they've been playing... Troy has been using Gliscor brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly, and he's been using the rest of his team fantastically too. He had a bit of a wobble start of the season, where he very nearly lost the match due to an air/miss. And he won the game quite luckily, if you want to put in that sense. But
you could say that, but
I wouldn't say
there's still skill involved.
Exactly, there's a lot of skill involved, and he played very well to get himself into that point. It's unfortunate about the air/miss, but ever since then, he's been playing brilliantly. He's been he's been really surprising me, because when you speak to Troy, he's one of the loveliest guys you'll ever meet. He's a fantastic guy, and someone else that I've also met, which is really nice. So I actually met him as well. Should have came, Sly. Should have came to EGX.
Give me $1,500. I'd be there.
But yeah, Troy at the moment is occupying the number 1 spot in Pokemon Premier League Division 2.
Yep, and he's the only. I just want to say he's the only one that is undefeated.
Absolutely.
And the only one who almost beat him was in number 2, Travistey. So that air/ would have hit. We could just be seeing a flip flop where Travistey would be 1, Troy would be 2. They're so neck and neck. It's crazy, ridiculous.
It's crazy, but one loss for Troy, and that could all come tumbling down. But at the moment, he is at the top of the table in Pokemon Premier League Division 2, and he will be going up at the end of the season if he can stay there. Whether he can stay there or not is up to the rest of the league, and we'll see over the rest of this season. So, yeah, that's your league table, everybody.
Yep. So now we move on to next week's matchups. If you want to take the first one away.
Okay, well, the first matchup next season is the Boston Brilliums versus RubyMarrow's Glass City Glycor. So I'm looking forward to that one because I obviously love seeing Ruby play. I love watching his preparation and awesome.
Yeah, the thing with this match is I've heard a lot of Chaos's thoughts about Ruby's team, and Ruby has Charizard X, which is surprisingly probably the best thing I found that can stop Victini. I think it's the best Victini stop that I can think of because Victini doesn't get any coverage, and I think every single one of its moves does like less than half. And then you have recovery with Roost and things like that. So I really want to see how that matchup works out.
The next one that we have, like the next counter to Victini, that is anyway, would be either Mega Rotaria or Rotom Heat. So it's always a thing that Victini's one of. I know that Shroom Raver himself says that he thinks that Victini is one of the best mons in a draft format, but
I would agree.
I would agree because there are literally very few Pokemon that can counter it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's the best. I personally think that would go to something like, if I had to pick off the top of my head, probably Zapdos. But I mean, it's a bit of a stretch because I understand Victini can go physical or special or Scarf or Band or Muscle Band or defensive or anything.
So many things.
But I just think that everyone preps for it. Everyone will prep for it, and they will know what to do against it. So I'm very, very interested to see how Ruby preps for that. Anyway,
absolutely.
Second match.
The second match is going to be Monotooi and the Tampa Bay Luxrays against Jordinez and the Southampton Sneasels. So that should be an interesting match. Jordinez, I don't believe, has won since his Week 1 win, and Monotooi was just handed his first loss, so they're both going to be really hungry to get a win. Mono doesn't want to fall down too far in the table, so I'm sure he's going to want to try and get a win here. And Jordinez, of course, doesn't want to be near the bottom, so very interesting matchup for these teams right now.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic match to watch, and I am certain that this one is going to be brilliant. I just know it. I just know that this is going to be a fantastic game because, like you said, they're both hungry for a win, and they really, really want it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Our third match here is going to be the North Melbourne Kangaskhan versus the Merrylands Terrapins, and to be honest, this could be an important one because if the Kangaskans win this, they could go first. They could go first if Troy loses, but I mean, it's going to be a very tough game because Kelly is no slouch at all. Kelly is going to be wanting to be up in that promotion space himself. So this match could be really important for both sides. They're both top half teams. They're both doing very well at the moment, and it's going to be very important, this matchup, because this could really change either one of their seasons.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that'll be a very interesting match to watch indeed. And then the next match is also a top half of the table match, which is TrojanHorsea, Troy and the Wycombe Wanderers versus Amazing Chi and the new Crossley United. Like I said, she's been on a pretty nice winning streak, but Troy is not lost yet, so if he doesn't lose, then, he's obviously guaranteed at this point to be promoted. So somebody, if D2, if anybody in D2 wants to win D2, they need to beat Troy. So this is the chance for Chi to really just cement himself as like a top threat in this league. But then this is also just another match for Troy to prove that, he's here to win every single game the whole season long. So
absolutely. It's going to be fantastic to watch. And if Chi wins that, he really sets the tone for himself because he could move into the top 2 with a win here.
Yeah.
Our fifth match here is going to be Juancito Marvel. I just love saying his name. I say that every time I'm doing one of these.
Absolutely.
I love saying it. But the Amityville Haunters versus the Chicago Cub Chews. And like I said earlier, if Juan could start picking up a couple of wins, he could honestly go on some kind of promotion chase. He could go on and try and get third or second or first. He just needs to start cutting out small little mistakes. And if he plays the same way he did this week, then I'm pretty sure he'll give Carter a fantastic game. But Carter himself is a fantastic player, and it's not going to be an easy game for either of them. It's going to be a very important game because Juan will not want to finish really low on the table, and this will pretty much be one of his last chances to get himself off the board. Hopefully he can spring himself a real run of form, but if he doesn't, then this could be very difficult for him.
I'd say starting off 0-3 is not impossible to end up with at least a good record. If you start off 0-4, it becomes nearly impossible to at least get to like a promotion spot.
Yeah.
Because you just have to string so many wins together. I mean, the most you can string together 7 just to end up 7-4, which, I mean, a record like that doesn't usually win you the league.
You finish about 4th or 5th with that.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe even 3rd, depending on how everybody else does. So there's a chance, but a win would definitely really help Juan's case this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we have the final match, which is the Melbourne Victory Star versus the Philadelphia Flagons. I know that Polymac is doing this battle for the Flagons. I don't know who is battling for the Victory Star. I do not know if it's Jack or if it is going to be Frudomion. I don't remember. We'll definitely be able to let you know that next week. That's very interesting that it could potentially be a match between 2 backup coaches.
Absolutely, that would be very interesting. Both like assistant managers rather than backup coaches.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And the Flagons are looking for their first win. Paul's looking for his first win. They're looking for the first win as a team. So that should be interesting to see how that works out.
Basically, I'm really, really, really looking forward to seeing everything next week. I'm really looking forward to the matches and seeing how everything unfolds. And I've been really enjoying Division 2 this season. So I'm looking forward to next week. And I hope you are too, guys. So, yeah.
Yep. That basically wraps up the recap, though. So hopefully, guys, you guys did enjoy this. And, yeah, we should be back a little bit more on track to bring recaps a little bit more consistently from now on. So
hopefully so. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to let us know if we can improve anything or if anything was wrong, because we want to make these as accurate as as accurate as possible and as entertaining as possible. So let us know your thoughts. Go down and subscribe to everyone in Pokemon Premier League Division 2 so you do not miss an upload and you do not miss a match as they come out. And also go and subscribe to my good friend Slyroh here for putting in a lot of effort with these recaps. He's just honestly been chasing me up a lot on these, and he's fantastic. So,
thanks.
A lot of love to that guy.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys, and we hope to see you for week 4, I believe it will be, of the Pokemon Premier League Division 2. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.